But first, the predominantly African-American community known as Red Hill in Union County is getting ready to celebrate the unveiling of a historic marker as part of Black History Month. And joining us live to tell us more about the unveiling of the Red Hill Rosenwald School marker is Valerie Long, the president of the Red Hill Community Development Organization. How are you, Miss Valerie?
I'm well, thank you.
And thank you for being here with us.
Absolutely.
When it comes to the Rosenwald School, tell us a little bit about Julius Rosenwald, if you can.
All right. Yes, just learning about him. He was a businessman in Chicago, Illinois. In fact, he was president of Sears and Roebuck Sears at that time. He learned of work that was being done in Alabama at Tuskegee Institute, where Booker T. Washington was striving to improve the life of blacks in Mississippi and in the South as well. So Mr. Rosenwald met with him, went down and talked to him and learned what he wanted to do and saw the need for it, and himself, they met and formed a partnership, and Mr. Rosenwald contributed money that Booker T. Washington became the fiduciary of the money. Mm-hmm. So black communities were able to we would have to go in and make an application in order to, because everyone that wanted the school, of course they couldn't do for everyone, but we were very fortunate in the fact that we were one of the sites that were chosen.
And of course that's because of a Mr. Armstrong. Tell us a little bit about Mr. Armstrong and tell us about the school.
Absolutely. Mr. Armstrong was one of the professors that was teaching. Now, at that time, they were in churches and not actually in a school. Mm-hmm. But Mr. Armstrong learned about that grant, that it was available. And in that days, they didn't have their own car. So someone took him to Tuskegee to meet to find out the requirements and to see if we were eligible for it. He did learn till he came back and told the community that we had to have our own land. They would not purchase the land. We had to have land for it. And the families had to agree to support it. Mm-hmm. We had to actually have 2/3 of the cost of the school. The grant was for 1/3. Mm-hmm. So he came back and the community met, and I'll talk a little bit about the land because the family had already donated land in hopes that we would be able to have a school there. And so that family had donated the land, so we were able to show that we had the land. The families all agreed to pay $25 a year. They're part of the 2/3 that was required, and they also agreed to continue supporting it.
Now, we're showing some pictures going back to when the school first opened. When did it first open?
1921.
Wow.
Yes,
1921. And it seemed like there were so many children that actually signed up to be taught. How important was it at that time?
Absolutely, it was very important. That's one thing that I will say. Of course, it was not there then. But the Red Hill, our old patriots of Red Hill, always had a desire for the children to be taught. They wanted them to be educated. So this was something, and when the school came, children not only from the Red Hill community, but children from some of the surrounding communities also came to the school. In fact, one of the citizens there in the community had a wagon that would pick up some of the children and bring them to the school.
That is so great. And when you think about 1921 to where we are today, I think Rosenwald would be very proud, as well as Mr. Armstrong, for what they created for Red Hill.
Yes.
So tell us about the unveiling of the marker, which is next week.
Right. The marker that will be unveiled is just showcasing the Rosenwald School that was constructed there, because we were one of the schools that was chosen in North Mississippi. There are others down in the Delta and other places in Mississippi, as well as Alabama and some of the other states. But the museum, the Union County Museum, was instrumental in helping us to get that marker. So we will be celebrating the unveiling of it this Tuesday, the 18th, February 18th, at 11 a.m. there on the community property there at the Red Hill Community Center.
And
Yes.
right now we do know that it's now a community center.
Yes.
But it still holds a lot of memories for you all.
It does. Well, even after the school closed, and it closed after the schools were all taken to the largest county schools. So, of course, the children there in Red Hill, we went to the B.F. Ford School, and the ones that were actually in Lee County went to the Belden School.
Right.
But even after the school was closed, it was still the hub of all of the social activities for the community.
All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much there, Miss Valerie Long, for sharing that bit of history. And I just want to thank, of course, the Library of Congress and the
Yes.
Union County Heritage Museum, particularly Miss Penny Blissett, who helped me get a lot of those photos. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for sharing that with
Absolutely.
us.
Thank you.